In Norse mythology, the universe is vast and complex, filled with many realms and beings. One important aspect is the concept of the afterlife. This is where souls go after leaving the world of the living. Norse cosmology tells us about these realms and how they connect. Unlike many other mythologies, the Norse afterlife isn't seen as a single place, but as several different locations where different souls end up. The most well-known afterlife is Valhalla. Warriors who die bravely in battle are taken to Valhalla by the Valkyries, majestic women who serve Odin. There, these warriors prepare for Ragnarok by training and feasting until the final battle. However, there are other afterlife realms too. Another realm is Helheim, which is ruled by Hel herself. Hel is a mysterious figure who oversees this realm. Those who die of illness or old age are said to go to Helheim, unlike the honor and glory promised in Valhalla. Helheim is often depicted as a cold and shadowy place. And today, we are going to learn about Helheim from Norse mythology. There are other locations like Folkvanger, which Freya, the goddess of love and fertility, rules. Warriors can also end up here. Norse afterlife tales are filled with intricate stories and descriptions that weave together their beliefs about life and death. This cosmology provides an insightful peek into how the Norse people viewed the world around them. Their myths were not just stories, they were lessons and explanations for the natural and mystical happenings of their lives. Through these beliefs, we can glimpse the values, hopes, and fears of the Norse culture, making their stories as enduring as they are fascinating. In Norse mythology, Hel is a significant figure who rules over the realm of the dead, and according to the myths, she is the daughter of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboda. Hel has two siblings, the great wolf Fenris or Fenrir, and the world serpent Jormungandr, both of whom play pivotal roles in Norse legends. Unlike her siblings, Hel's role is more about the afterlife and less about the chaos they bring to the living world. Hel's appearance is quite striking and unique, depicted as being half alive and half dead. One side of her body appears normal and human. The other side looks decayed and skeletal. This dual appearance symbolizes her domain over both life and death, highlighting her connection to the afterlife. Hel was given her own realm by Odin, the chief of the gods. Helheim is located in Niflheim, one of the 9 worlds in Norse cosmology. Helheim is cold and misty, and it's a place where those who die of illness or old age go. It stands in contrast to Valhalla. Hel's role as ruler of Helheim makes her an essential figure in the Norse understanding of death and the afterlife in her realm. She governs over the spirits of the dead, and her job is to ensure that the dead receive what is due to them based on their lives. This means she has a significant role in maintaining the balance between the living and the dead, despite her fearsome appearance and grim duties. Hel is not necessarily evil. She is more of a caretaker of the dead, watching over those who have passed away from natural causes. Hel's significance in the afterlife also highlights the Norse belief in fate and destiny. The idea that people go to different places after death based on how they live their lives reflects the Norse view of a preordained fate. Hel and her realm are part of this larger cosmic structure, where everything and everyone has a place and a purpose. So Hel is a complex and intriguing figure in Norse mythology. As the daughter of Loki and Angerboda, she stands as a guardian of the dead in her realm of Helheim. And with her unique appearance and significant role, Hel helps to illustrate the Norse understanding of life, death, and the fine line between the two. Helheim is often seen as cold and desolate. It's located in Niflheim, far from the warmth and light of the human world. One could imagine a place where the air is endlessly chilly and the ground is covered in frost. Not everyone ends up here, only those who didn't die heroically in battle, which means regular folks and those who died from illness or old age. This place isn't necessarily a punishment. It's more like a final resting place for many souls. However, it's not welcoming. The river Gjol surrounds it, flowing cold and icy. It's said that the dead have to cross over the Gjol Bridge to reach this grim realm. The entrance to Helheim is guarded by a tall, forbidding gate. This gate keeps the souls inside, making sure they don't escape and mix with the living. Those who reach Helheim will find themselves feeling lost and wandering in this somber and dark environment. The cold that defines Helheim is more than just physical. It's a place lacking joy and warmth. One of the distinguishing features of Helheim is its hall called Eljudnir. This hall is huge and imposing, designed to fit countless souls. The walls seem to close in, cold and silent. Within these walls, the dead find no true comfort. The idea of Helheim is far from what one would think of as an afterlife paradise. The idea behind Helheim came from the Norse belief system and provided a way to explain what happens after death for those who didn't make it to Valhalla. It's a place of rest, but also of memories and lost opportunities. There are tales where heroes venture into Helheim either to retrieve loved ones or to confront their own fates. These stories often echo with the solemnity of this cold world. It's essential to understand that Helheim isn't the fiery underworld of other mythologies. There's no burning torment here, just a numb existence. For the Vikings, who faced icy landscapes in life, it made sense that their version of an afterlife would be similarly cold and stark. Helheim is a somber reflection of those harsh landscapes. Helheim is a somber place filled with significant locations. Each area within Helheim has its own role, reinforcing its position as a place of despair and finality. First, there's Nifel. This part of Helheim is the lowest and darkest place, often considered the entrance to Helheim. Nifel is filled with mist and darkness, and it's here that the wicked and oath-breakers are believed to dwell. It represents the ultimate punishment for those who have lived dishonorably. Then there's Nostrand, or the Corpse Shore. This shoreline is infamous in Norse mythology. According to the myths, it's a place where the souls of murderers, adulterers, and perjurers are sent. Here they endure a dreadful fate. A terrifying dragon named Nidagr gnaws on the bodies, a grim reminder of the consequences of their misdeeds. Eljudnir is the hall of hell herself, and we've already discussed part of this. The hall is immense and cold, reflecting the nature of Helheim's ruler. Eljudnir is said to have high walls and vast gates, and within its halls, hell presides over the dead. This place shows her power and control over the souls that enter Helheim. Gillenburstifield, another important location within Helheim, is a wide open area that is used for gatherings and assemblies of the dead. This field, unlike others, serves as a more neutral purpose. It's a place for reconvening where the dead come together. The field enables the spirits to share their tales, continuing their existence in the afterlife. Gjol Bridge, a major landmark, is the primary entry point into Helheim. The bridge is guarded by the giantess Modgudur, who challenges anyone crossing it. To reach Helheim, souls must traverse this bridge, symbolizing the passage from life to death. The bridge's importance is underscored by the fact that it is the only path from the land of the living to the realm of the dead. Vergelmer, the bubbling, boiling spring, is another notable site within Helheim. Primarily mentioned in relation to Niflheim, its waters flow into the underworld. It's thought to be the source of many rivers in Norse cosmology and serves as a pivotal role in the afterlife, representing the origins of various streams that reach into Helheim. Also present in Helheim is the Hall of Sinmara, a figure associated with death and destruction. Sinmara's hall is a place of torment and darkness, notable for its grim environment. It underlines the tone of hopelessness found throughout Helheim. The river Gjol, meaning resounding, borders Helheim, and this river's importance acts as a boundary, physically and symbolically separating Helheim from the other worlds. It emphasizes Helheim's seclusion, representing the final unbridgeable separation between life and death. Each of these locations within Helheim contributes to its role as a place of finality and fate in Norse mythology. The geography of Helheim is designed to reinforce the mythology's view on death, punishment, and the afterlife. Through these different places, we gain a fuller understanding of what Helheim represents and how it fits into the broader picture of Norse cosmology. Helheim's guardians are essential to its eerie presence. At the forefront is Garm, the mighty hound. Garm stands as the primary guard at the gates of Helheim. His duty is to ensure that no soul once entered can escape. Garm is often described as fearsome and powerful with sharp, piercing eyes that can see through the darkness of Helheim. His growls are enough to send chills down the spine of even the bravest warriors. Garm isn't the only guardian. Ancient texts and lore mention other beings that play roles in guarding Helheim. The various spirits, known as wights, are also believed to help in maintaining order. These beings are gloomy and ghostly, blending into the dark and cold environment. Each of these spirits has a specific task, working together to ensure that Helheim remains sealed from the living world. Apart from Garm and the wights, the river Gjol forms the natural barrier, and it flows around the boundaries of Helheim, with the icy waters that represent the river of all rivers in Norse belief. This river acts as another deterrent for souls attempting to leave. While the river itself isn't a sentient guardian, its presence is as formidable as any creature guarding Helheim. Crossing it is a challenge, making escape nearly impossible. These guardians, whether beast or spirit, are vital in keeping the order in Helheim. They work silently in the shadows, ensuring Helheim remains a domain for the dead. One of the stories of Helheim is the tale of Balder. Balder was one of the most beloved gods in Norse mythology, known for his beauty, kindness, and fairness. He was adored by gods and humans alike, and his mother Frigg wanted to protect him from any harm. To do this, she extracted promises from every object, creature, and force in the world that they would not hurt Balder. However, she overlooked one small detail, the mistletoe plant. Loki found out about this oversight. He crafted a spear from mistletoe and tricked Balder's blind brother Hoder into throwing it. The spear pierced Balder, killing him instantly. This event shocked the gods, and they mourned deeply for their lost friend Balder. His death was not just a personal loss, it was a sign of the chaos and sorrow to come. Upon Balder's death, his spirit descended into Helheim, the realm of the dead. Frigg, shattered by her grief, asked if any of the gods would go to Helheim and plead for Balder's return. Hermod, known for his swift nature, volunteered for this crucial task, riding on Odin's steed Sleipnir. Hermod embarked on his journey to Helheim, and upon reaching the gates, he encountered Hel and humbly requested that Balder be allowed to return to Asgard. Hel agreed, but there was one condition. Every living and non-living thing in the cosmos had to weep for Balder. Even if one entity refused to shed tears, Balder would remain in Helheim forever. The gods spread the word throughout the universe, and everything mourned. Animals, plants, stones, and humans all wept for Balder, except for one. A giantess named Thok. This giantess is believed to have been Loki in disguise. Her refusal sealed Balder's fate, and he remained in Helheim. Balder's death and the failed attempt to retrieve him had significant consequences for the Norse gods. It was a turning point that led to a series of tragic events, contributing to Ragnarok. Balder's resting place in Helheim signaled the beginning of the gods' downfall and the imbalance seeping into their realm. Balder's death and the efforts to return him from Helheim reveal much about Norse beliefs concerning fate and loss. His story is not just about the end of a beloved god, but also about the fragility and interconnectedness of life, marking a key moment in the mythology that would eventually lead to Ragnarok. Helheim plays a crucial role in the series of events that lead to Ragnarok, according to the myths, and Hel is one of the pivotal figures in the events of Ragnarok. As a ruler of the underworld, she holds the power over the spirits of the dead, and her role becomes more prominent during Ragnarok. The dead from Helheim are summoned to join the fight against the gods. They become part of the armies that march out of the underworld, led by Hel's father Loki. This army of the dead adds to the overwhelming forces that the gods must face, escalating the conflict and ensuring that Ragnarok will be a disastrous battle. Helheim's significance is also emphasized throughout the prophecies surrounding Ragnarok. Seers and wise beings foretold the rise of the dead from Helheim to aid the giants in the final battle against the gods. The prophecy creates an atmosphere of inevitability, underscoring the impending doom that Ragnarok will bring. The souls in Helheim are not resting peacefully. They are biding their time, waiting for the moment they will rise and wreak havoc on the world of the living. Additionally, the very existence of Helheim serves as a constant reminder of the fate awaiting all, both gods and men. No one can escape death. Even the gods themselves are subject to it. Balder's death and subsequent journey to Helheim is a stark example of this inevitability. His presence in Helheim foreshadows the fate that awaits many during Ragnarok, highlighting the connection between the living world and the underworld. In essence, Helheim's role in Ragnarok is a testament to the Norse understanding of life, death, and destiny. The dead rising from Helheim signify that the end times are not just a battle, but a culmination of all that has been, a convergence of the living and the dead in a final devastating conflict. This convergence is what makes Helheim an essential piece of the larger Ragnarok narrative. It symbolizes the inescapable fate that the Norse believed hung over everything from the mightiest god to the humblest mortal. All right, that's all I've got for today. If you like it, give us a like and subscribe. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Other than that, have a great day.